really loose. This is loose. You can't. It's like it's moving everywhere. We can't even keep our hands off because it's moving. Like
accompanied by his grandmother, Patricia Becker, uncle James Wood, sister Angel Sturgill, and brother Michael Sturgill.
So you were worried about the drip? So.
As the Hester is accompanied by his mother, Brianna Hester.
Get yourself to the pass.
Formerly Kelly is accompanied by his parents, April and DJ.
Alright. And I can leave whenever I want, right?
I don't know.
Number 6, Zach Hutchison is accompanied by his parents, David and Danielle, his brother, Tyler, and sisters, Heather and Tessa.
Yeah, this is... I wasn't planning on staying for long.
Number 9, Elijah Swallow is accompanied by his parents, Terry and Tricia, and his sisters, Paige, Mariah, and Peyton. Number 12, Connor Miller, is accompanied by his parents, Dave and Sarah, and brother, Braden Miller. Number 23, Malachi Bowling, is accompanied by his dad, Jerry Thomas, his mom, Christy Bowling, and brother, Isaac Thomas. Number 24, Will Porter, is accompanied by his mom, Brittany Logan, his brothers, Devin and Davion Porter, girlfriend, Grace Wyatt, and his aunt, Kenyetta Foster. Number 26, Javen Hill, is accompanied by his mother, Andy Silberman, his father, Adrian Hill, his sister, Mystery Hill, and mother, Brianna Hester. Number 28, AJ Mullen, is accompanied by his parents, Aaron and Amanda, and his brothers, Kaiser Keegan and Dominic Mullen. Number 29, Evan Thompson, is accompanied by his mom, Crystal Thompson, stepfather, Tom Menninger, father, Ed Thompson, and sister, Katie Thompson. Number 45, Will Perrys, is accompanied by his parents, Sonia and Will, sisters Chloe and Lily, and his brother, Gabe Perrys. Number 52, Cooper Skaggs, is accompanied by his parents, Jeff and Lindsay, and sister, Cameron Skaggs. Number 56, Siano Long, is accompanied by his mother, Deborah, his stepfather, Michael, his father, Craig, and his brother, Gavin.
Keep on the people.
Number 78, Braden Denlinger, is accompanied by his parents, Pat and Chrissy Ringwald, his sisters, Kaylee and Olivia, and his uncle, Chris Ringwald. A big round of applause for these outstanding student athletes. On behalf of the Kettering community, Kettering City Schools, and the Fairmont Athletic Department, we wish you the very best in all your future endeavors. Go Firebirds!
Entering the field from the south end zone is the 2021 edition of the Fairmont High School Marching Firebirds. The 215-member band is the largest student organization on the Fairmont High School campus. It is under the direction of Michael Burning, Matt Phillips, and Brandon Schick. The percussion section is directed by Tommy Roman, and the color guard director is Brandon Earhart. The Marching Firebirds are being led on the field by Grace Ford, Bo Hattery, Alexander Ford, and Becca Stanford. And now, your Marching Firebirds. stand and join the band in the singing of the Fairmont alma mater. And now the Marching Firebirds, direct your attention to the back of the field where they're setting up for a tradition of the band program that is now in its 14th season. Tonight, senior sousaphone player T.J. Buchanan will be dotting the I in Script Birds. Please join the Fairmont Marching Firebirds for halftime tonight as they honor 55 amazing band seniors and their families. After tonight's game, they will present All Wound Up, their 2021 competition show. See you then.
Firebird fans, please direct your attention to the video board for a special Fairmont football hype video. Entering the field, the Warriors of Wayne High School. Entering the field, it's your Fairmont Firebirds! Would everyone please stand, remove your hats, and join the Marching Firebirds as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Wayne has won the coin toss and has elected to receive. The Warriors will receive the kickoff in the south end zone to begin tonight's contest.
Wayne won the toss, and they're getting the ball.
Kicking off the Firebirds, number 16, Will Holt. Back to receive the kickoff for Wayne, number 1, R.J. Mukes, number 2, Brian Kinley. R.J. Mukes on the kickoff reception. Tackled by number 28, A.J. Mullen. Wayne takes over first and 10 on their own 21-yard line. Kinley's pass complete to number 1, R.J. Mukes, tackled by number 34, Tyler Atkins. 7 yards, and 3 Wayne on their own 28-yard line. Ball carried by number 25, Jordan Ward. Tackled by number 45, Will Perry. First down, Wayne. carried by number 2, Brian Kinley. Tackled by number 34, Tyler Atkins. Gain of 1 yard, 2nd and 9 Wayne. On the Fairmont correction, Wayne, 34-yard line. Ball carried by Brian Kinley. Tackled by number 34, Tyler Atkins. Ball carried by number 15, Tyler Dorsey. Tackled by number 34, Tyler Atkins. Gain of 5 yards. 2nd and correction, gain of 4 yards. 2nd and 6 Wayne on their own 47-yard line. Ball carried by number 15, Tyler Dorsey. Tackled by number 15, Grayson Holbrook. First down, Wayne. 1st and 10 Wayne on the Fairmont 44-yard line. Ball carried by number 15, Tyler Dorsey. Tackled by number 6, Zach Hutchison. First down, Wayne. 1st and 10 Wayne on the Fairmont 33-yard line. Ball carried by number 3, Ray Green. Tackled by number 15, Grayson Holbrook. Gain of 7 yards. 2nd and 3 Wayne on the Fairmont 26-yard line. Ball carried by number 2, Brian Kinley. Tackled by number 19, Owen Russell. Gain of 2 yards, 3rd and 1 for Wayne. Ball carried by number 25, Jordan Ward. Tackled by number 19, Owen Russell. 4th down, Wayne. Ball carried by number 2, Brian Kinley. Tackled by number 6, Zach Hutchison. First down, Wayne.
But the difference is they're keeping it controlled in the middle.
Yeah, they've seen this. They've seen offensives like this throughout the year. But the difference is, Jared, is they're just running it in the middle, spreading them out, and then taking that void. So 1st and 10 now. You see
throw it out and complete it over top to Elijah Brown.
Elijah Brown, a fumble! But I think he got right back on it, and yeah, they'll call it Wayne football, but Elijah Brown, another one of these top-notch athletes to see the Kettering Health replay here. Dropped it, gets right back on it.
It looked like he rolled right over on it.
But Brown is the 12th ranked tight end in the entire country, Jared. He's actually committed to Nick Saban's Alabama Crimson Tide. So definitely a player to watch throughout this game. 6'4", 230-pound senior.
Wayne has methodically drove down this field with the mix of the run and the pass. As you see here, number 15, Dorsey gets the carry.
Ball carried by number 15, Tyler Dorsey. Tackled by number 23, Malachi Poland.
So it looks like enough for another first down for the Warriors, and I have not seen anybody sustain this long of a drive against the Firebirds all season long, as we're approaching 7 minutes that they've taken off the clock.
Chipping away the clock, and they're stretching this defense out and pounding it in the middle. So really great strategy.
Dorsey with the pitch. Dorsey blockers out in front, and he has a 11-yard touchdown run for the Warriors.
And you got to give a shout out to the big men, Jared. You see on this replay, number 59, Emil Wagner. Penrod, the center, comes around.
That was a nice moving block there for the center.
Excellent mobility by this offensive line, and that sets the tone for the rest of the game, Jared. I've been saying this a lot today, that this opening drive is going to say a lot about the game. So we'll see how Dave Miller's Fairmont Firebirds respond on this next drive.
So the Warriors just took 6 minutes and 25 seconds off the clock.
We're going to see Luke Dalton for the extra point, and
it is up and good. And the Warriors lead 7-0 here on their opening drive for a touchdown.
How about that, Jared? You talk about making a statement. You march down with no problem against the second overall defense in the conference in the Fairmont Firebirds. And I knew this was going to be a factor, right? You look at their secondary. They're very stout with their front seven, but they've always kind of struggled with that passing.
So now let's see how the Firebirds respond here when they'll get their first possession of the game. And I was talking to you before we come on air. It's going to be a lot of ground to pound with Baker, but the Warriors are going to have to watch out for that pitch to So-So Poe on the outside. We saw it a few times against the Vikings last week, but when we covered the Springboro game and the Trotwood game earlier in the year, they really utilized Poe on the pitch out.
And that's part of Fairmont's offense, Jared. You always have to take every play with a grain of salt. They kind of lull people to sleep with the same 3 or 4 options, and then they bust out with something super unpredictable. And I think these teams are starting to catch on a little bit. So here we go. Wayne will kick it off.
Cameron Kane takes that kickoff reception. Tackled by number 29, Zach Williams. Kane takes the ball to the 26.
And when you talk about Fairmont's offense, Jared, you got to talk about the 19 points per game, which is 6th in the conference, but they're 239 rushing yards per game. Exactly. It definitely describes them, those two statistics there. They'll come out, and you'll see one receiver a lot on either side, and that should be Connor Miller.
Baker bursts through, across the 30, out to the 30.
Ball carried by number 32, Baker. Tackled by number 9.
Yeah, and anytime you want to talk about Dave Miller's success on any team, you got to talk about that offensive line. He lives and dies in the trenches with this kind of offense, and the Blue Hogs are doing their job this year. An absolute workhorse is Baker. We constantly talk about it, but how can you ignore his 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns this year?
Ball carried by number 32, Baker. Tackled by number 6, Joshua Williams. That's enough for a Firebird touchdown.
He's an essential part of this defense, Jared. 25 tackles, 2 picks this year. Definitely a consistent playmaker for Wayne. And you'll see those 2 tight ends right there. The edge of their formation. A.J. Mullen and Will Porter.
Ball carried by number 32, Baker. Tackled by
Shout out to the senior offensive lineman, Siano Wong and Cooper Skaggs, paving the way for the middle and then for the Firebirds. 2nd and 7 for Fairmont now. This offense is only ranked 6th in GWalk, but the time of possession tells their story. So lining up. Baker to the right.
Ball carried by number 32, Baker.
When you play these Fairmont Firebirds, it is a war of attrition.
Tackled by number 38, Shannon Lewis.
You cannot capture this team's toughness enough, and a lot of the times they rely on it.
3rd and 4, Fairmont.
They dictate the pace of this game and make it long and grueling for this defense. And a lot of highlighted pieces of Wayne's defense. Adam Trick, the leader, and the best ball hawk in the Greater Western Ohio Conference. Elliot Grigsby there. Just paving the way, Jared, like they're mowing the grass. They just go and they leave spaces behind them. Very momentous run of Drew Baker. The Fairmont offense establishing itself after its defense allowed a lot of rushing yards in the first drive.
Ball carried by number 30, Drew Baker. Tackled by number
What a great way to start off this Friday night showdown. Very methodical matchup here in the first quarter as we're on the 2nd drive of the game, Jared, and it's almost over already. In a very quick quarter, a lot of dominant rushing and great offensive line play. You love to see that. And you got 6 men on the line for the Wayne Warriors. And the Fairmont offensive line not intimidated at all. Excellent read by Malik Hillen. He's starting to master this stuff, Jared. Every pitch is calculated, every decision. He's starting to understand it and process it quicker as he goes on.
We're down at 6 Fairmont on the Wayne 24-yard line.
Malik Hillen knows this offense like the back of his hand. 55 seconds ticking down at the end of the first quarter. Wayne still packing the box, anticipating another run here on 3rd down. Malik Hillen, how about this? You see on your Kettering Health replay. He sees the seam, fakes the pitch, executed perfectly.
Gain of 5 yards, 4th and 1 Fairmont on the Wayne 20-yard line.
And really fought for that yardage. This could be a 4th and 3, 4th and 2nd. He understands the importance of that and ran right into one of the leading tacklers, Trenton Lewis, on the team.
At the end of quarter number 1.
And how convenient for Dave Miller. It gets almost like a timeout to think about what he's going to run on this 4th and 1.
Today's game is being broadcast live on AM 1660 Information Radio. You can also listen live on their website at radio1660.com. You'll be able to find a replay of tonight's matchup.
Yeah, at times they also have Elijah Swallow, but I call that the battery ram, Jared. They ram it straight up the middle. You got big Enoch Cruz paving the way, just falling down. And the trenches are ferocious for the Fairmont Firebirds. As you see them both switch fields. And the Wayne Warriors, like I said before, have a lot of talent on this defense. They got two of the top 10 tacklers, 3 of the top 10 tacklers in the entire conference. Trenton Lewis, Javon Hammond. They have the guy who's second in sacks in the conference, and Jimmy Dunford. Just a ton of talent. Braxton Lawson, one of the best safeties in GWalk as well. He's definitely my player to watch, number 35 for the Wayne Warriors. Counting at 41 tackles, a fumble recovery, and 2 picks for this defense. A fantastic center fielder, but a center fielder won't be needed in this 4th and 2 situation. And you don't see the battery ram formation. You got to wonder which way it's going to go with Baker. Maybe they run the option. Wow. And that changes the entire game there, Jared. Who knows how important that penalty will be later in the game.
Number 16 Will Holt on to attempt a.
And we haven't seen this a lot in Fairmont history, Jared, but they're on the 25 and they're sending out their kicker very comfortably. This Will Holt guy does not mess around. His long is 43 on the year. He's 8 of 10. And we've seen him kick 55-yarders in practice. And you see on the replay, superb form, Jared. Look at this kid's leg, his accuracy right down the middle. And I don't think kickers get enough credit in this game, especially at the high school level, but Will Holt is the real deal, proving it once again. So at the start of this second quarter, both teams have had one drive, but this Fairmont front 7 really needs to step it up if they want to win this game, Jared. And you look to the guys like Evan Thompson, Malachi Bowling, the guys who are there week after week, Tyler Atkins, Elijah Swallow. These kids have to step up in clutch time. So Will Holt will kick it off once again. And another thing to keep your eye on as the second quarter ticks down is the fact that Fairmont will receive the ball at the beginning of the second half. And I guarantee you that's in Coach Miller's mind as he decides the strategy for this quarter. There's the patent fake. You'll see Mukes and Kenley, dynamic playmakers on the other end of the field. And you thought you were going to see a lot from the air there. One of the most successful passing teams in the conference, Jared, but really just ran it down their throat, spread them out, and took advantage of them in the middle. What do you think Fairmont has to do on this drive, Jared? Coming with the pass rush. Excellent play. Off balance by Lewis. Pass complete to Juan Hunter. I believe that was number 11. Yes. A freshman catching the ball. Great job moving the chains. They were bunched up that time, Jared, but they spread back out. This man is big. He knows how to take a hit. Jordan Ward coming in for another very adept run there.
First and 10 Wayne on their own 44.
So first and 10, 2 plays, 2 conversions. Wayne moving the ball very effectively here early. I believe, yeah, that was actually Brian Kinley there.
Every so often, different plays.
Definitely throwing him off.
So it was a gain of 2 on the play.
Green in motion.
They're going to pitch it to him. Green gets to the outside, blockers out in front, has a first down, stays in bounds, pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line by number 9 for the Firebirds, Elijah Swallow.
Ray Green with an electric play on the edge. Let's look at the replay here. On the offensive line, paving the way, you see big Emil Wagner, the tight end Elijah Brown down. Downfield, making the necessary blocks. This is what Wayne does. This is why they're the first overall offense once again, Jared. They're very good at getting their athletes out in space and letting them work. Ray Green in the top 10 in total yards for G-Walk.
Kinley going to go in motion, or go in shotgun. Throws it down to Dorsey. Dorsey will be about a yard short of another first down conversion.
Keeping Kinley on the field here. Doing a great job tonight. Coming into this game, he was 7 of 12 for 53 passing yards. He was running the field general well tonight. Read option. Kinley get into the outside.
Kinley gets enough for the first down and inside the 20 down to about the 16, 17-yard line of the Firebirds.
Good pursuit there by the junior Grayson Holbrook to track him down, but Wayne moving up and down the field with ease tonight. So if you're the Fairmont defense, you already got to be running adjustments. Look at the gaps that are not filled. Got to try to adjust here.
Play clock is down to 10.
Got Ward and Brown on the same side, both tight ends.
Kinley keeps it.
Play action thrown across his body, and Jordan Ward cannot corral it in.
That was definitely a low targeted throw there, but only place he really could have put it to where it wouldn't have affected the play, or have number 29, Evan Thompson, maybe knock it out incomplete anyway.
Yeah, and people don't understand how hard it is to throw across your body. Well, the opposite arm, nonetheless. And you got to take into account this guy is usually a wide receiver and a running back. So, excellent attempt there. Couldn't quite get it to Jordan Ward. Set up in a similar formation.
2nd and 10. Dorsey gets the carry here. Dorsey at the 10, 5, knocked out of bounds at about the 4. But a flag on the play. And that one is going to be big for the Firebirds, as that one's going to be holding against the Warriors. That's going to back them up.
And that's a huge sigh of relief if you're the Firebirds.
That would have put the Warriors up in goal-to-go situation again. That's going to move the ball all the way back to the
That was a very well designed play.
Put it back near the 30 at about the 28-yard line.
And we thought Jordan Ward would be the guy, second in rushing yards in G-Walk, second in touchdowns, but Tyler Dorsey has come in. The burst of explosiveness.
2nd and 19 after the holding penalty. Now you see Dorsey goes out in motion, make it 3 to the top.
Kinley, quarterback draw.
Going to run it right here up the middle. Kinley Going to make some moves to the outside. Gets tackled down inside the 15. And another flag is going to come.
Wow.
And we'll see. This one was way after the play, but you see here in the Kettering Health replay, and this was, I think, a design quarterback run all the way.
I didn't see any particular flag, but Wayne is walking back. So
It had to have been something that was said. The referee threw it immediately, so we'll see what the ref signals. The way the Firebird student section erupted with joy, you knew it was against the Warriors.
There's another quality play by the Wayne Warriors, set back once again. And the officials deciding on the call.
It's going to be a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against Wayne.
Wow, another silly mistake there.
It'll be 3rd down, and the Warriors are moving back to the 30-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and 23 here. 3rd and 23 or 22, actually.
With all this explosiveness on the offensive side of the ball, you can't really count the Wayne Warriors out, but still, this is a rough one.
This is one where the Firebirds defense has got to pin their ears back and go after the quarterback to get some pressure.
Very poor mistakes, but Wayne will spread it out. 5 receivers. Kinley, the quarterback. And when I talked about him being my player of the game, Jared, I didn't think he would be leading this offense.
Not yet. I figured he'd come in and run his select few plays that they have, but definitely come in, and he's really been on the field this whole quarter. And a lot of that last drive, too, for the Warriors. In motion here, Green gets the pitch. Green runs into a block, and he is going to be brought down in a fumble late on the play.
They stripped Ray Green.
And the Firebirds come up with it.
I believe that was number 29, Evan Thompson.
Well, let's see. You're going to see here in the replay. We'll keep an eye on the field, and they're going to say it's going to stay with the Warriors.
Stripped by Thompson. You saw Ray Green was right back on it, though, in the middle of the scuffle.
So it's going to stay 4th. It's going to be 4th and about 21 here for the Warriors. And they're going to let the clock tick away. I do not know if their kicker has the length for a field goal.
Luke Dalton this year is one of the more unfortunate kickers in GWalk. 1 of 4 for field goals in his long 35.
Wayne just took their first time out of the game with 8:55 left here in the second quarter. This is definitely a pivotal spot here for the Warriors because you want to try and come away with these points. But like you said, Dalton, his long of the year is from 34, 35, and right now this will be about a 42, 43-yard field goal depending on where the ball is snapped at.
Yeah, this is a very essential decision by the Wayne offense due to the fact that every possession is valuable against these Fairmont Firebirds. And you never know when they're going to figure out your offense and start filling the right holes. So you got to take this for what it is. But at the same time, your kicker isn't very capable. You don't really want to punt it. You're not in punting territory.
No, because if you put it in the end zone, it's only going to be a 9-yard punt.
I say you gamble on Brian Kinley's arm. Not really known as a passer, but you can't go really wrong.
Warriors are going to go 3 to the bottom, 2 to the top here. Kinley going to be in the backfield. Kinley going to roll to the right.
Play action. Kinley, not a lot of space on the run.
Kinley throwing it to the middle of the field, and it's going to go out of the back of the end zone. Incomplete. And the Firebirds are going to take over on downs at the 30-yard line. No flags on the play, and the Firebirds defense did what they had to do here. You see number 19
Russell
rushes him to the sideline.
Yeah, excellent job by the Fairmont Firebirds. All they really had to do was capitalize on the Wayne Warriors' mistakes, and they did that perfectly. And here they are with their second possession of the game with 8:45 left in the second quarter.
And this is where Miller likes to take this time, take the time off the clock because he gets the ball to start this second half.
Yeah, there's not a time of possession statistic online, but I guarantee
the Firebirds are winning that, no hands down. Baker gets the carry up the middle across the 30 down to about the 33.
And Drew Baker, as if we don't talk about him enough, 5.1 yards a carry. Not easy to do when a lot of your carries are up the middle.
No, and he does have the ability to burst them. We saw last week against the Vikings, he had that 70-yard touchdown run. And it's only time as you keep chipping away at that finally the Warriors' defensive line might get caught napping and Baker bursts through.
He is definitely an old school volume back, but it has been working this year, no doubt.
A flag comes in. They're going to call the Firebirds for a false start, and that's going to push the Firebirds back. It's going to make it 2nd and 11.
And those penalties really add up.
Especially when you try to get 5 yards to carry. Now you're working back 5 yards in the hole already.
Yeah, Fairmont really depends on those manageable third downs.
Hillen going to hand it off to Baker. He gets across the original line of scrimmage, maybe gains 2 on the play.
Something I was talking about before the game, the proficiency of the read option, you've seen an evolution from Fairmont. As when they first started, you saw a lot of fumbles, a lot of mistakes, a lot of missed blocks. Now they're starting to get it down, Jared. Very efficient on offense.
It's going to be 3rd and 8 here for the Firebirds. You see Miller at the top of your screen, the lone wide receiver out there.
We'll see if they try to get outside, as they rarely do.
Play clock is down to 5, and Fairmont is going to call a timeout. Saw something Miller didn't like.
Yeah, maybe it might have been those 8 in the box. and you had that safety back there preventing the end around. We'll see.
With the play clock down to 5 like that, if you can make the Warriors think again that you're going to come out and they stack 8 in the box. I've seen Miller pull out that pass from time to time. So you get a look here at the Firebirds huddle.
Yeah, we'll see what he has cooking up. Definitely makes you wonder what he adjusted to.
One we saw at the end of the first half in the Springboro game is it was thrown out to Miller, and then Miller pitches it back into the trailing So-So Poe that ended up getting about 7 or 8 extra yards after that. So always got to look at the pitch from the Firebirds, running or catching, because the Firebirds have mastered that pitch behind a trailing receiver. So if you see, now you're going to see Miller down here at the bottom of your screen. Let's see what the Firebirds do here on 3rd and 8.
They'll pack 7 in the box. You'll see they'll kind of retreat a little bit, Jared. Interesting.
Hillen going to go up under center. Hillen going to go back to pass. Hillen is going to be sacked in the backfield for a big loss, and questionable calling there by the Firebirds of why you would run a pitch with Hillen.
Here's the Kettering Health replay.
At least pitch it out to Baker. Baker has an arm that he can throw it down the field that we've seen, but not take a 6-yard loss like that.
And you have to shout out to Wayne's defense. They've definitely been watching that film, Jared. They were prepped for that triple option. You saw Jimmy Dunford. He's tied for 2nd in sacks. Very big-time player for this Wayne offense. Braxton Lawson, my player to watch for the Wayne defense. They
How many
read
players
that.
do you have to watch?
They smothered those seams.
As Holt gets the punt off here, end over end kick. And it's going to be down at the 30, so.
Ray Green and R.J. Mukes, that dangerous returning team, won't be able to do anything with it this time. And Wayne gets pretty good field position. So this is scary for the Fairmont Firebirds.
6:07 left here in the first half. Warriors with the ball and decent starting field position at their own 30. Let's see if the Firebirds defense can try and force a 3-and-out here to try to get the ball back.
Yeah, and as the game ticks down, we're definitely going to be thinking about that 4th and 1 that was called back because of holding.
You see here communications going on between Hill and the quarterback from our sideline cam down on the field.
Interesting. Okay, so
Never seen the official.
oh, okay. I believe it was the gate.
Yes, I do see it.
Gate open on the far end zone.
Definitely a different sequence of events than we're used to seeing in the middle of a game. So here we go. The game is progressing again. You got 4 receivers out for Wayne. Jordan Ward in the backfield.
Kinley fakes the pitch to him. Kinley tackled. No, he
Brian
loses 2
Kinley!
tackles. Kinley's at the 50, the 40,
Brian
the 30,
Kinley!
the 20, 10. Tackled at about the 10-yard line, actually knocked out of bounds. A huge play there for the Firebirds.
Yeah, my players to watch mean something, Jared. There you go.
Not when
There's
you
an example of it.
have 7 players to watch, Jeff. You cannot have this. You've got the entire Wayne offense and defense to watch.
It was 3. Maybe you need to do some more watching on the game. Brian Kinley breaking through all 3 levels.
Kinley, huge run there. His longest of the year, or longest of the year, with a 70-yard run there. High snap as Dorsey is tackled in the backfield for a loss of 2. Actually, that was Ward with the carry there. Tackled by Holbrook, I believe.
What an exceptional burst from Brian Kinley. Definitely the most impactful play so far in this game. 2nd and 13. And this will definitely change the game.
You see here, Wayne is just taking time off the clock, and finally they call a timeout with 3 seconds left on the play clock. I don't know if Mukes wanted them to take that much time off the clock as he'd come running down the sideline.
And the great part about this for Roosevelt Mukes and the Warriors is you have an opportunity for another possession after this. If you stop Fairmont, you get the ball back 2.5, 3 minutes. They've proven they can go down and get in this red zone rather quickly. And that kind of stuff matters. The number of possessions before the half matters when you don't have the ball after the halftime. Definitely affects. There's our sideline cam there.
4:55 left here in the first half. Wayne knocking on the door, trying to add more points on this drive. 2nd and 13, but that 70-yard run by Kinley has put them in an excellent point to try and at least give a field goal attempt.
Yeah, this pressure is on their secondary here. You got to stop those runs. You got to clog those holes.
Kinley going to hand it off to Dorsey. Dorsey up the middle. Dorsey, or that was Ward. My apologies.
Jordan Ward, the big guy, getting the carry inside the red zone.
I don't like how the Warriors switch out the running backs and quarterbacks too often.
Yeah, they are definitely a versatile team.
You'll get 1 or 2 that'll run 2 or 3 straight plays, then they'll switch it. Gain of about 3 on the play, so 2nd and 7, or 3rd and 7.
3 receivers, 1 tight end. Ward in the backfield.
Kinley put it on the ground. Still gets about 2 or 3 yards on the play, but it'll be 4th down. And now let's see if the Warriors are going to send on the kicking team, and it looks like they are. Tackle on the play by Evan Thompson.
Good containment of the Fairmont Firebirds there.
Wayne has gotten lucky with all 3 balls they put on the ground. It fell and bounced right back to him.
Yeah, definitely something to watch. With the progression of the game, you'll see
Luke Dalton on here to kick. Field goal is up, kick is up, and is good. And that puts the Warriors up 10-3 with 3:38 left here in the first half. Now let's see what the Firebirds can do here with 3.5 minutes and 2 of their timeouts.
Yeah, it definitely puts a lot of pressure on Dave Miller to go out and put some points on the board, set the tone for the 2nd half, as they get that ball, like I've been saying. So He's keeping that in mind in this drive. But I definitely feel like you'll see a lot of different looks here for Dave Miller.
And I think this defense will make adjustments in the second half like they should. What we've seen Miller do over the years here, 6 years, he's definitely made the adjustments in the second half.
Definitely the superior athleticism is giving him fits. Same thing you saw with Springfield. Springfield stopped him 17-0, and there's really nothing they could do.
No, the number 3 team in the state coming into the game, but you shut out the number 3 team in the state in the second half. So he made the adjustments, but just that defense from Springfield is something that you can't go toe-to-toe with. As Dalton kicks this one, it's going to be fielded at about the 12-yard line with him. And he is hit hard right. I didn't see who returned it, but he was hit hard right at the 30-yard line.
That was number 12, Jordan Stinson on the hit.
He had a gap, and then the gap closed real quick. You're going to see here right about the 30, and he just gets hit right there.
Number 15, Grayson Holbrook on the return. And out comes Malik Hillen in this Fairmont offense.
3:34 here left in the first half. Fairmont 2 timeouts, but let's see if Fairmont turns the page on that playbook and tries something else here. Baker gets the carry. Baker bounces it out, gets a first down run across the 40.
A fantastic way to start off this drive.
And
3.5 minutes.
And something different there. Baker stretched it out more to the right. You see here, look at that hole that offensive line creates, though. And this is something you haven't seen from the Firebirds. They're up on the line quicker here.
On their own 42-yard line.
Interesting how they'll see how they'll treat this clock as the first half ticks down. 3 minutes left now. You see Wayne keeps adjusting.
Hillen making final adjustments. Play clock's at 3. Hillen gives it to Baker. Baker bursts through and gets to about the 49.
And above 5 yards, another above average play for Fairmont. 8-yard run.
And you hear out of the press box window, the home crowd starting to get into this one a little bit. Moving the ball down the field. 2.5 minutes left here in the first half. Fairmont trailing 10-3, but looking to put something on the board here late to end this first half. Play clock is at 7. Hiked. Baker gets the carry, gets to about the 50, maybe the opposite 49.
That's going to be a third down. It's there right at the 50 midfield.
It's going to be third and about, that's a long one.
They're bringing some tonnage out. See Elijah Swallow, Owen Russell comes in.
The very strong eye is what it's called.
That is a lowercase L, Jared. That is no I. Call it the battery ram, straight up the middle, and you're going to see these trenches pave away like a tractor in a cornfield.
Baker gets the carry. Baker first down, run across the 45, upended at the 43.
And you see right here on the Kettering Health replay,
that's why they bring in all those extra people.
Miller calls them the Blue Hogs for a reason.
And this offensive line, you had 5 people on the line for the Firebirds, 8
Same
for
formation.
the Warriors. Baker bursts through and will be close to another first down across the 40 down to about the 37.
And if you compare it to a fight, these are just little body shots, Jared. Blows to this defense, and they add up over the game.
I don't know if I'm on that defensive line, I don't know if I want to take any more of those. And they're going to go keep this strong formation again. Baker, but he's hit right at the point of impact at the line. And you saw Wayne brought somebody else and moved him down further on that defensive line.
They definitely adjusted well.
3rd and 5 with 50 seconds left and counting. Fairmont scrambling people on late here. 2 timeouts left for the Firebirds. 45 seconds left in the half.
You'll see Holden Barlow come in. I believe that's Will Porter as well.
Play clock is at 30. Hillen's
Read option.
Hillen's going to take the pitch. His helmet comes off. And that's going to be a face mask penalty. And that's going to put the Firebirds plus 15 if they call it a face mask, which it should be. His helmet was ripped off.
Costly mistake, and that also stops the clock.
It does, but doesn't a player have to come out for a helmet being ripped off?
I guess we'll see how they officiate it.
Unless maybe you don't have to with it being ripped off like that. It wasn't part of the play. It was ripped off, but Hillen had it ripped off and spun around. 28.7 seconds left, and Fairmont's going to call a timeout just so the clock won't start as soon as they spot the ball. And with that timeout, that counts as a play for Hillen to come back into if that was the case.
Yeah, and they'll have 25 yards to go. So worst case scenario, they're still in field goal range for Holt. Very witty drive for Miller and the Firebirds here. They got just enough.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think they're going to probably pitch it out to Porter, and let's see if Porter can throw it in the end zone again. He did that earlier this year when we were here against Trotwood, threw it to Connor Miller in the end zone for Porter, or close to the end zone.
Well, since the middle of the season, Fairmont has only passed it 3 times after that 5-game mark. They are 9 of 11 on the year. I guess 10 of 12 when you count that other pass. So 12 pass attempts on the year. We'll see if they pull one out. It seems like in the predictable situations when you think it's going to happen, it never happens, though.
But you still think it might. And Wayne's got to keep that in the back of their head. That,
Yeah.
28 seconds left in the timeout, you might get 1 or 2 runs off, but that might be against the normal team. If Fairmont can get the push here with that Blue Hog offensive line, who knows?
We'll see how this enigmatic offense handles this situation. 28 seconds left.
You used the word of the day calendar that I got you.
And you see Miller up top, lone receiver.
You see the Warriors coaching staff up here in the far right corner of your screen has called the officials over to see what's going on.
Got about 28 seconds left on the clock.
And you see Fairmont, they're going to walk away a little bit, not going to give up their formation. And the referee gives signal to play. Play clock will start. Hillen going to go under center. Hillen going to pitch it back out to Baker. Baker switches to the arms. He's got blockers out in front. Gets out of bounds with a first down.
You don't see the Firebirds on that edge a lot, but when you do, there's a purpose. And look at the right side of that line.
They're actually going to call him out, looks like at the 18. So it'll be 2nd and 3.
And what a pull by that right tackle, Caden Pardonak. You saw him scatting out down that right sideline.
And the way these linemen pull, I'm surprised that they're not called for a false start with how perfect they almost timed that snap. You see here, Hillen going to fake, keep the pitch, pitches it to the outside. Blockers out in front, but tackled at about the 7, and Miller quickly up there to call the timeout with 17.8 seconds left.
What a masterful drive from Dave Miller.
I did not see who got
Holden Barlow.
Barlow with the carry.
You'll see him pop out for a couple carries every once in a while.
But that was enough for a first down for the Firebirds.
But no timeouts now, so that changes everything. Especially with 17 seconds left.
The Firebirds can get a first down without a touchdown, so got to see the ball will stop, their clock will stop to step that. But 17.8 seconds left. I'm going to, like we talked about the last possession, this is one of those instincts where the pass has to come in.
Well, for a lot of teams, this would eliminate part of the playbook, right? 18 seconds left, no timeouts. You got 14 yards to go. But you never know with Fairmont. You never know whether they're going to go with that bold halfback dive once again.
That strong offset, you want to call it an L.
Over the pitch, the triple option, the play action. Very
Hillen can roll out to the right, and
yeah.
That's where a lot of Hillen's success is coming from the passes when he gets it and rolls, so he can get around that line because he's not tall enough. Once that line stands up all the way, Hillen can't see over it all the way.
And you're going to see two receivers, Miller and Barlow at the bottom. They'll run it.
Baker thought about throwing it, gets knocked out of bounds at about the 15. I think he actually lost a yard.
I liked how they played that safe. They attacked really fast. You notice once they got the second receiver out, they kind of looked how Wayne just reacted instinctively, and I think that's going to determine what they do next.
Well, you saw Baker head it. It looked like Baker was ready to, it almost looked like a bobble.
Interesting, okay. So, pulled something out of the playbook there. Let's see if they can do it again. 15 to go now. Malik Hillen has one receiver at the top of your screen. That's defensive back Asa Hester, notable there.
I think Fairmont got Wayne in the jump, throwing it to Hester in the end zone. Hester can't haul it in, but there was did they call the flag?
Wow.
I thought the lineman jumped.
Oh my goodness. I wonder if they didn't see it, Jared, but that was a clear penalty there. One side or the other. I don't know if the ball twitched, the lineman jumped, but I got to wonder if they saw it.
Fairmont took that shot because I think they thought that they had the penalty, and now Wayne's going to call a timeout.
Okay, so crazy sequence of events to end this first half on the edge of our seats here.
That first quarter went by so quick, and this second quarter has taken a lot of time.
And there's another look to think about. You saw Asa Hester, one of the leading defensive backs in this team, out at the wide receiver out of nowhere. You had
he
to
had
know
a pick
something was
six
coming.
last week.
Yeah,
He's got hands.
for sure. And he ran a really well.
It was
really
a good
fade
route, and Hillen didn't get out to where he could see to put the ball.
Yeah, I definitely think it was one of those penalty shots. They saw what happened and were expecting to get that flag. But you got to be ready for anything.
It was the second guy on the line here, number 72, right there for the Warriors. He jumped over.
And they won't try another play, Jared. They're going to send Will Holt out there at 9 seconds to only be down by 4 going into this half.
This one will be a 32-yard field goal attempt for the Firebirds.
Will Holt's 9 of 11 on the year. Let's see if it can be 10 of 12.
Snap's good, holds good, kick is up, and it was blocked.
The Wayne Warriors make a statement going into this second half.
You see here at the right side, I think it's number 29 right here.
That's number 29, Zach Williams.
He times this perfectly, gets through, and gets both hands on the ball.
Wow. And there's that athleticism popping up once again. Quick first step off the line. Incredible play there by the special teams.
And just a note, that's Holt's third missed field goal, but all 3 of his field goals have been blocked this year that he's missed.
Wayne looks, it appears they might take a shot. Maybe they're gambling. No, it's going to be a spike.
Looks like
they all gathered up.
Kinley takes the knee, and that one is going to do it. Wayne goes into the half leading 10-3 over the Fairmont Firebirds on the Firebirds senior night. Let's see if the Firebirds can make those adjustments as they'll get the ball to start first this second half. And we'll be back for the second half of our MVCC Game of the Week for week number 8, presented by Kettering Health.
Warrior excellence by Captain. The first Lieutenant Julia Bourne, Second Lieutenant Sidney Curtis, and Sergeant Simeon Berry. Tonight we feature selections from that 2001 hit movie, Shrek. We kick off tonight's show with one you might recognize. You ever feel like you're kind of dumb, you got that shape of an L on your forehead? Don't feel that way. Let's listen to some Smash Mouth's All-Star. This next one was originally recorded by the English band Modern Romance, but in Shrek it was covered by the Baja Men. It's the best years of our lives. tonight featuring our Royalettes with a song written by Neil Diamond and recorded in '66 by the Monkees. But in Shrek, it was Smash Mouth once again. It worked for me. I'm a believer. We would like to thank the Fairmont Marching Band for inviting us this evening and wish them the best in their future performances. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Sam, doing all right? Just okay? Not too bad, hanging in there. We've been texting because of scheduling now, so just texting. Sounds like it's crazy. Not too bad. I don't know how many yet. Huh?
This evening, the Marching Firebird Band Boosters will recognize our Marching Firebird seniors and their families.
class of 2022 has 55 Marching Firebird seniors on the field tonight. And each one of them has dedicated hundreds of hours to the band program over the course of their high school career. These students have performed all over the state of Ohio at football games and competitions from Canton to Cincinnati, and at regional events from Indianapolis to St. Louis. They started their journey on July 12, 2018, when they reported to their very first rehearsal as young freshmen. That year they learned to march, play, and perform as part of their show, The Edge of Imagination. 4 years later, they have become the backbone of the Marching Firebirds, providing their strong leadership, musicianship, and dedication. The Fairmont Band family thanks these seniors for their commitment to excellence and wishes them all the best in their future endeavors. And now, our Marching Firebird seniors. Cameron Adams, supported by family, Emily Brewer, Jeremy Adams, and Avis Sharp. Timothy Bowser, supported by Mother Ruth and brothers Andy and Matthew in memory of their father Eric Bowser. Alexander Brennan, supported by parents Dina Brennan Thompson and Stephen Thompson, Terry Brennan and Jamie Campbell. TJ Buchanan, supported by parents Amy and Thomas Buchanan. Noah Coker, supported by mother Amy Coker McSwegan. Micah Como, supported by parents Michelle Como and Perry Boykin. Reagan Conyers, supported by parents Teresa and Emmett Conyers. Lexi Copley, supported by parents Angie and David Copley. Joshua Copley, supported by parents Ruby and Christopher Copley and Barbara Lee. Aaron Daxel, supported by parents Margaret and Henry Daxel. Dylan Damiano, supported by mother Janelle Puslot. Abigail Engling, supported by parents Jessica and Mark Engling. Jade Enting, supported by parents Michelle Enting. Thomas Erskine, supported by parents Kelly and Philip Erskine. Ethan Fancher, supported by parents Jeff, Carrie, and Jeff Fancher, and Amelia Johnson. Braylon Fitzpatrick, supported by parents Misty and David Fitzpatrick. Alexandria Ford, supported by mother Camilla Ford. Kyla Grove, supported by parents Cindy Grove and Robert Grove. Matthias Ham, supported by parents Kelly and Michael Ham. Alex Hine, supported by parents Sarah and Eric Hine. Jacob Hose, supported by his mother Jody Hose. Megan Kaufman, supported by parents Robin and Jason Kaufman. Sarah Kelly, supported by parents Amy and John Kelly. Ashley Krebs, supported by parents Kelly Cummings and Joe Krebs. Hannah Lane, supported by Melissa Forsythe and Chris Lane. T. Lee, supported by loved ones, represented by Tina Kurtz. Lily Leitzinger, supported by parents Tweed and John Leitzinger. Caden Ligatino, supported by his mother Courtney Ligatino. Thomas Martin, supported by parents Renee and Michael Martin. Lillian Madison, supported by her parents Teresa and Casey Madison. Jack McAfee, supported by parents Randy and David McAfee. Joshua McElfresh, supported by parents Sarah and Jonathan Tolby. Emma Morgan, supported by parents Lisa and Stephen Morgan. Julia Mothersole, supported by her mother, Sheila Mothersole. Benjamin O'Leary, supported by his mother, Monica Ryder. Adam Oster, supported by his parents, Kathy and Michael Oster. Teresa Overholzer, supported by her parents, Ty and Joe Overholzer. Michaela Raines, supported by her parents, Carrie and Michael Raines. Andrew Reed, supported by parents, Kim and Jim Reed. Emma Rustad, supported by parents, Nicole and Eric Rustad. Courtney Schum, supported by parents, Lynn Felton and Paul Schum. Zeke Sherman, supported by parents, Michelle and Chris Sherman. Kaylee Sprance, supported by mother, Stephanie Sprance. Madeline Sprinkle, supported by parents, Nora and Steve Wishenhunt. Alan Stacy, supported by mother, Stephanie Stacy. Becca and Rachel Staniford, supported by their mother, Shanna Staniford. Hayden Templin, supported by parents, Melissa and Ryan Templin.
Yeah, that's her. No, in the stand.
Amber Thorpe, supported by parents, Cecilia and John Thorpe.
Right around here.
Jada Vogel, supported by parents, Melissa Rowe and Scott Vogel. Alexander Walcall, supported by parents, Alan Lowe and Katari Walcall. Jenna Williams, supported by parents, Danielle and Roger Williams and Rachel Hart. Michaela Williamson, supported by parents, Letitia and Anthony Williamson. Michael Wyatt, supported by father, Jerry Wyatt, and in memory of his mother, Trudy. Wesley Yoder, supported by mother, April Castle, Paul Hullis, and Steve Yoder.
I'm gonna get my lease.
Oh, dude, we're live. Come on, let's go. Let's get back to work.
Let's have another huge round of applause for all 55 outstanding marching Firebird seniors and their amazing families. Please join the band this evening as they present their award-winning competition show after the game. The post-game performance is in preparation for the Kettering Classic Marching Band Competition here at Roush Stadium tomorrow evening. The contest gets underway at 5 p.m. and the Marching Firebirds will perform at 6:45 and 8:45 with the final award ceremony at 9 p.m. We hope to see you there.
I'm dying. I couldn't get my chicken. I'm pissed. I'm so mad right now.
They're dominant, man. They're just atrocious. It's hard to see that anybody like. I don't Well, they just look so dominant. I think they're going to go all the
shot
way.
to go. Yeah, I mean, they make the semifinals last year, I think, so they got a chance to get back to Final Four. Nobody's going to beat St. X, I don't think. St. X is the best team in the state.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen them play.
They're, I don't think anybody can see them.
Where are they?
Cincinnati.
Yeah, I saw a lot of their guys on the top recruits in Ohio, so it makes sense.
A couple of teams in Columbus are pretty good. New Albany's good, but they're not good that good. And they're not good enough to beat St. X. And then in Cleveland, St. Ignatius is better than St. X. Okay, they're always good. But,
Yeah, I always heard about them.
but St. Xavier's the best team in the state.
It's freaking Catholic schools, man.
Yep.
Man, that kid's impressive. I don't know. I changed my perspective on the state picture when Trotwood won a few years ago. They were like struggle with teams in GWalk, and then they got to the
they're
playoffs.
D3 though. So you're playing a bunch of D1 schools, and then in the playoffs they played D3 teams. So by the time they got to the playoffs, they were, the teams they played in the GWalk were better than anybody they played in the playoffs.
Sure. Okay. So are all the schools in the GWalk now D1?
All of them are now. Yeah, now they shrunk the league back down.
Huh. Makes a lot of sense. Where did Trotwood go?
They're independent. They don't have a league right now.
Okay.
Because the
MVL did their own thing.
Yeah, they didn't want them, and GWalk didn't want them.
Too competitive, or?
Kind of too small for the GWalk, and the other league didn't want them because they kicked everybody's butt.
Fair enough.
They didn't want them because they're too good, and we didn't want them because they're too small. That's the way it goes.
Did you get stats?
I did not. That guy wasn't over there.
Oh, okay. What'd you do this whole halftime?
What's the bathroom?
That is a whole halftime.
All right, getting ready to start the second half here of our MVCC game of the week number 8. Fairmont will receive the possession. Jeff, what does Fairmont have to work on or change at the half to get back into this game?
Well, I understand. Everybody understands that Wayne is typically a more athletic team. They have a lot of talent, but just containing their explosive athletes on defense, getting around them, swarming the gaps. And I'm sure that they kind of have an idea of what Wayne is doing now. So definitely progresses over the course of the game.
And get back onto this. Only down 7, though. That blocked field goal by the Warriors at the end of the first half. Dalton puts this one, fielded at about the 10 for the Firebirds. Bounces out to the 30, and Holbrook gets across the 30 out to about the 33. So decent starting field position for the Firebirds, and let's see what kind of ground and pound attack we're going to get out of Baker in this blocking by the Blue Hogs.
Yeah, that's a great start, especially to come out of this half, and a very disappointing end to the first half. And an update from atop of GWalk real quick. Springfield was leading Centerville 21-7 at the half. So that is
I think with the win, Springfield can be crowned GWalk champs.
It's a very important thing, and then that moves the winner of this game into position for second after week 9 and 10.
I have the playoff standings coming into this game, so we'll definitely be able to talk about that throughout the rest of this half, because this is definitely playoff setting right here.
Yeah, and we'll see which team advances on those playoff rankings. And this heated second half, as you see Hillen.
Hillen's getting the plays called in here.
Firing up those Blue Hogs.
We're ready. Play clock is going.
You'll see 7 in the box to start this possession for the Wayne defense.
Hillen's going to fake the handoff and is tackled in the backfield for a big loss at the 30. They're actually going to mark him. His forward progress stopped at the 20 or the 32.
The misdirection failed horribly, as you see number 17, Javon Hammonds there. He is one of the more excellent defensive ends in GWalk. Top 10 in tackles, 2.5 sacks. Super explosive off the edge. See him and Zach Williams on the same side. That has worked a lot this season.
And Hillen wisely gives it off to Baker. Baker powers through up to the 39. I don't think Hillen wanted to take another hit like he did on that first down play.
Hands it right up the middle.
And look at that blocking there by, that is number 68 for the Firebirds. I don't have a 68. Maybe it was 58, A.J. Homan. But
wonderful hole there.
It's going to be 3rd and 4 here for the Firebirds. And stats and numbers are in their favor. Baker averages 5.1 a carry. Give it him to here. It's enough for a first down.
You'll see Will Porter and A.J. Mullen on the edge of the formation. That would be called the tight end positions. You see Asa Hester at the top of your screen on receiver.
Hillen's going to plow right forward, and he will dive at the end. And I think he has enough just for the first down as he is on the 43-yard line.
Clearly caught the Wayne defensive line off guard there.
That's what happens when you hike it with 12 on the play clock. The Warriors aren't set, ready for that.
Straight up the middle at that.
And Hillen got enough for the first down, and that was by the nose of the ball. And you see methodically Miller is taking the time off of this. He's not only going to give Wayne maybe 1 or 2 possessions this whole half.
And great job by Cooper Skaggs up the middle. Senior paving the way for Hillen.
Hillen hands off, turns it to Baker. Baker powers through across the 50. Gain of 7.5 on the play.
They are the best team in the conference at running in between those tackles.
And now you see here on this side, look at that line, right? That hole created by the line, number 78, Brandon Denlinger, the center, hikes the ball and then takes 2 defenders with him upfield. Oh, sorry, Denlinger is not the...
He's the right guard.
He's the right guard.
Those big guards.
It's just the way this offensive line collapsed down. The center probably fell forward and took 2 people with him too.
Yeah, and Cooper Skaggs, a smaller guy, known for more for his mobility and consistency.
Baker gets the carry. Baker has a first down run down to the 45 to the Warriors.
Hammonds and Joshua Williams combining for the tackle, but not before Big Baker crosses the first down marker. And Javon Hammonds is not a light guy. The defensive end for Wayne, 210 pounds, 6'2". Drew Baker carried him, carried his entire body on his thighs for 5 yards. And if that doesn't speak for the amount of effort that is packed inside this young man, I don't know what will.
Low center of gravity that the junior running back has.
Same setup.
Play clock down to 5. Baker gets the carry. Baker bounces out, gets over a shoestring tackle, and gets down to the 40.
And those legs just keep on churning, fighting for the extra yardage. And again, you see the same situation, number 55, Evan Toggensdale, 6'5", 280 pounds, just bounces off Baker like a bumper car. You'll have Connor Miller at the bottom of your screen, lone wide receiver, and they still.
No, the linemen got back. They barely got back. But if you're Hillen, you've got to call that. You got to snap that.
Yeah,
it's a free 5 yards as Hillen hands off to Baker, and he will have enough for a first down.
And these are 2 near neutral zone infractions, and you got to wonder would they have been called in different games here. I see those calls consistently in high school, so.
And unless they're not crossing that line,
The officiating is very, very detailed tonight. And they have 6 on the line.
It's 3rd and 1, so
That
Baker
is
did not get the first down.
10 in the box, Jared.
And then you're going to add this strong eye. You're going to add 3 more as Baker
Battery
gets the
ram
carry.
up the middle. Drew Baker for another first down on the drive. And he keeps this Fairmont offense churning right along.
You see Kettering Health replay there. Porter gets out to the 3rd level to block for the...
And it's so exhausting for this defense. You got to think whenever they go for a pass, the linebackers are relieved. There's no contact.
It's going to be that one time that Fairmont throws it tonight that the linebackers are going to be caught sleeping.
Blunt force from the Fairmont offensive line tonight.
I don't know if I want to take any more shots from... I don't want to get hit by Swallow and Porter as much as Baker, but those two in front of Baker running at you head on as Baker bounces it to the outside, shreds 1 tackle, splits 2 more, and inside the 15.
Drew Baker, another tremendous run on this drive and setting the tone for this second half.
And look at the play there, the block there for number 55, Aiden Bunce for the Firebirds.
His older brother Connor was a senior captain for this Firebird squad a few years ago. So Aiden Bunce keeping the tradition going.
And I like what the Firebirds are doing on this drive. They're not attacking strictly up the middle. Baker's bouncing to the left and to the right more.
Definitely some misdirection. And with only 3 points on the Firebirds scoreboard, you see a sense of urgency here as Baker up the middle once again.
Gets upended at the 10, inside the 10, down to about the 9. And you're looking at the bottom corner of our scoreboard. That does say 5:35 left here in this 3rd quarter. And Fairmont got the ball first, not giving this ball up.
This offensive line, you see Aiden Bunce. You got Enoch Cruz in the middle. Big Caden Denlinger. These guys are getting it done tonight. Trying to catch the Warriors off guard.
I think if you hike it again here early, when Hillen had that first down run on 4th down earlier this drive, he hiked it about 12.
They've kept the same formation all drive.
Baker gets the carry. Baker bounces it to the outside, stretches it, and I think he will have enough for the first down.
Really utilizing the left side of the field this drive as they keep on banging over there.
And you see Wayne is that middle linebacker is fading towards that left a little bit, but still not getting over there to try to stop Baker. And he's going to be about a yard short. The outstretch just a little bit short. So 3rd and 1 here.
And this is best case scenario for the Firebirds. You got 5 shut cracks at the red zone if you complete this play.
The officials are going to stop play. They're going to. Oh, it is a first down play actually.
Yeah, good call there by the official.
So that, like you said, that just helps the Firebirds out more. Now we're going to restart the play clock, and the Firebirds are going to take 23 more seconds off.
And this is the red zone situation Dave Miller wants to see. He's taken almost 8 minutes off of the clock. He has 4 plays here to work.
This has been the longest drive I've seen the Firebirds sustain all season in the games we've covered. Play clock down to 2. Hillen with an end-around handoff.
Wow. And there you go. The junior running back gets it done one more time.
Baker adds to his impressive, now that's what, 14 touchdowns on the season?
13, Jared.
13. Baker's
13
dozen.
touchdowns.
There we go. We get Baker punt in there.
Baker's dozen. There you go, folks. Almost 100 yards tonight. And I said this earlier, Jared, a war of attrition. They tie it up. They took 8 minutes off of the clock to begin this second half.
You're going to see Dylan Krieger on the hold here for the Firebirds on this potential game-tying extra point. Snap is good. Hold is up, and it was tipped.
Once again, this Wayne Warriors special teams steps up, and that is 4 points they have blocked tonight. And that might be huge when you consider the end of the game, Jared. The outcome of this game may be heavily affected by those special teams plays. And they're going to be doing some laps in practice this week, Jared.
Hey, big boy. Hey, you have it.
10-9 with 4:11 left here in the third quarter. Fairmont did their job, took nearly 8 minutes off the clock. And Wayne's got to be over on that sideline. They got to be a little bit worried. They might not get this ball back after this possession.
Yeah, have to be leery of the fundamentals of the possession. They still have a 1-point lead here.
And this is where it's going to come down. If Fairmont gets the ball back, 4 points missed, you might go for 2 if you score a touchdown.
Very interesting to see if they made any adjustments in that halftime locker room, and I guarantee they did. We'll just see how good they work.
Well, this defense got an extra 8 minutes of rest, so I'm going to assume that they're going to be ready for this one.
And also, if you're watching this game, you got to be excited to see what the Wayne Warriors offense is going to come up with.
Right. Long break between their last offensive possession.
Yeah.
I didn't really see Wayne out there warming up at the end of that halftime.
They were exhilarating last half, though, as Will Holt kicks it off.
Will Holt gets that one pinned inside the 5.
Ray Green takes this.
Green tackled at about the 20-yard line, so Fairmont special teams defense, that's the furthest back that they've pinned the Firebirds.
Yeah, superb return defense there.
Penix with a tackle there for the Firebirds.
You also seen Grayson Holbrook up in there. He's been a good special teams player. You saw on the replay there. And out will come Brian Kinley, who has ran this offense tonight and done it pretty well at that.
You've got to think one of these times with Fairmont's going to probably get home, hopefully get home if you're a Firebirds fan watching this game, get home on one of these things. Like right there, that's a chance. Kinley pulls that one out at the last second and turns it into a 12-yard run.
Amazing read option, ran to perfection by Brian Kinley, as you see on the Kettering Health replay here.
And just one of those times Fairmont is hoping that they can get him in the backfield. He's been almost tackled at least 3 or 4 times tonight on a scramble and still turned nothing into positive yards.
Well, they ran that to perfection. They sold Owen Russell to the inside. That halfback zone has hurt them tonight.
Kinley's going to go back to pass, and that one is incomplete.
And here's where you have to force Wayne into these situations. You know Brian Kinley's more of an athletic dual threat quarterback. So forcing him to throw is going to be key here.
That one's just a misthrow there from Kinley. Mukes was left wide open on the far side.
Well, not naturally a quarterback. You got to wonder what happened to the freshman Tyrell Lewis, but Kinley has been the guy tonight.
Lewis going to go back to pass, or Kinley back to pass, sorry. First down for Mukes. Mukes knocked out of bounds at about the 46.
And that was a good back shoulder pass by Kinley. You see, goes to the sideline there. And those little out routes on the sideline, they give playmakers like that a little space to work. So for the defense, you got to hold your breath there. Fill those holes. See Kinley calling the play, and they'll stay spread out. Has ran a majority of the offense through the shotgun tonight.
Gives Kinley a running start if he wants it. Like here, Kinley running start and going to be tackled across the 50 down to the 49 of the Firebirds.
So good at making those defenders miss in space.
Well, you
see
here,
on the replay here.
Right here, Fairmont had a chance right there to get him
Russell
down.
Can't get him. Moves in between. Yeah, he's the one who eventually tracks him down. But if you look at the angles before they make contact, you would think he's going to be tackled.
You would think.
Brian Kinley's very slithery. So 2 on the bottom, 1 at the top. Tight end Elijah Brown at the bottom as well.
Kinley going to turn around. He's going to roll to the backwards to
Owen
the right.
Russell.
And he's going to throw it out of bounds. Intended, I believe that was number 7 on the sideline, Elijah Brown.
They did an excellent job last week.
You see that fan got a souvenir for a moment.
Jared Fairmont's defense did an excellent job last week of staying home, and you saw more of it there. Elijah Brown with a little misdirection, goes out to the right. Owen Russell's right there watching Kinley the entire time.
3rd and 6 here. Big play right here for both sides of the ball. Fairmont trying to force the Warriors at least into a 4th down, but Wayne
looks like a pass here. As you'll see, Elijah Brown comes from the tight end position, and he'll be in the slot at the bottom of your screen.
Kinley going to take it, tuck it, and run. Kinley will have a 1st down run. Kinley down to the 35-yard line.
Here's the replay.
That's what happens when you can spread this Firebirds defense out in the middle. Kinley has a wide open running room right up the middle. Finally brought down there on the play by Zach Hutchison.
The Fairmont defense looked a little surprised when Kinley took the designed run. But excellent job by the Wayne offensive line to attack that second level, really get some space for him.
Kinley going to pitch it back around here.
Reverse.
That is number 3.
Ray Green gets around Russell.
Green, 2.
Ray Green!
Stays on his feet, stays in
This
bounds.
kid is insane!
And finally tackled a big gain there for Green.
And this Wayne sideline has become thunderous.
Russell almost got him, and they're just diving a little bit too late.
Stutter.
Holbrook
Oh my
slipped there. If
goodness.
Holbrook didn't slip, Cameron
He
Payne
jumps
slipped
over him.
there. And again, Hutchison
Jumps
comes back.
over Holbrook twice and almost makes another Sea of Firebirds miss. And we've talked about this explosive playmaking all night, but Ray Green proves it once again. You get these playmakers space on the edge, and they will do you wonders. Eliza Brown in motion to the left. Dead ball.
And Wayne's going to call a timeout.
Okay, so definitely saw something they didn't like.
I think it was close to a delay of game.
The Wayne Warriors really, I think they just hit Fairmont with a scheme that they haven't been well versed in. Yeah. You're used to seeing a lot of passes when you have this shotgun and when you're spreading your corners out, and even sometimes going into the nickel where you got 3-4 defensive backs out there trying to cover those wide receivers. You kind of forget about the run sometimes, or either the offensive line is able to execute enough to get up to the second level and clear that space. So the Wayne Warriors, you cannot talk about how efficient they have been. When they get the ball, they execute, Jared.
Wayne moving down methodically this drive and doing it rather quick this time. Only 2 minutes and 4 seconds of game time off the clock.
Only their 4th possession of the entire game.
Kinley throws it down to the outside receiver. Blockers out in front. Mukes, and a flag comes in.
Beautiful execution, even though they threw a flag, but great wide receiver screen out there.
Nice angle there from our sideline camera.
See that right tackle getting out there.
And you see there, it looked like the face mask is going to be called, I think, number 66 for the Warriors.
Wow, an offensive face mask.
You saw, maybe if we can go back. If we can go back and see a replay of that again, watch out for number 66, Josh Padilla.
And poor mistake there by the senior.
This is where we wish we had a camera up here in the booth. I can show you. When he was going out to block, his hand went right into his face mask and pushed, I believe that was Evan Thompson, to the ground. So that's a huge penalty there for the Firebirds. Backs the Warriors back to the 27-yard line.
And correction, Josh Padilla is actually a junior. And it's hard because a man like Padilla is 6'5". You go up to these corners or 5'9". You have to put your hands in the right place.
Just not the face mask.
Just not the face mask. We saw there Brian Kinley taking the call.
It's going to move it back to 1st and 14 now. Under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Got the freshman Hunter on the same side as Ray Green at the bottom of your screen. At the top, Mukes and Brown lined up. Dorsey in the backfield. Rolling to the right.
Kinley going to throw it down middle of the field and incomplete, out of bounds.
And he had Mukes on the sideline. Just, again, Brian Kinley, you have limitations when you're...
You see him rolling to the right, and maybe if he stopped and planted, maybe he could have had a better throw, but that one sails out of bounds.
Yeah, these are some of the consequences when you move a skill position player to quarterback. You're definitely seeing a lot of benefits tonight, but again, see those consequences.
Right, when it comes down to 2nd and long, if Fairmont wants to, they can leave another person home on this on this play. You know Wayne might have to actually pass it here, but you don't know for sure because we've seen Kinley escape so much. Kinley's going to run here, and a nice open field tackle there by Evan Thompson of the Firebirds.
Yeah, quick to the point of attack, as you see on the Kettering Health replay here. Kenley gets outside that pocket once again, and this is when he's the most dangerous.
And you see, I believe that number 9, Swallow, forces him out, and then Swallow ends up coming down, and the one that knocks him down after Thompson holds him up.
Monumental 3rd and 12 after it was converted, brought back by a face mask. This could be a changing point of this game. 1 minute left in this 3rd quarter.
Kenley in shotgun formation, going to roll to the right. Kenley's going to tuck it. He's going to get back outside. Kenley, blockers out and back. They want a holding call. Kenley throws it down, and it is tipped incomplete, but a flag comes in late. And the way Kenley moved around so much, I think it's going to be an illegal man downfield, as you saw Lyman way down in the block.
So the Wayne Warriors will be brought back even further.
Right there, you saw at the end of that replay, number 75 was standing at the 20 before Kenley threw it.
Yeah, he definitely probably thought he was going to run it, so. Another costly mistake for the Wayne Warriors, and the Fairmont Firebirds have some serious traction going into this 4th quarter. They've made it their game, long, grueling possessions. Let's see if Miller and the Firebirds can execute here in this 4th quarter.
It looks like the Wayne Warriors are going to keep Kenley and the offense out on the field. Not going to trust the leg of Luke Dalton, the kicker, who's 2 for 5 on the year.
I completely agree, and if you punt it, you give a touchback, you're essentially right where you were in the first place.
And nothing would be better here for the Firebirds if they could get a turnover.
And you got to look at the big man downfield, Jared, Elijah Brown.
Fairmont has covered him well tonight so far, but right now this is go time, crunch time, 4th and 12. Kenley going to roll to the right, look back across field, and it is caught, and I don't know if he has the first down.
And Tyler Dorsey, both feet in bound, ball controlled. That is a first down for the Wayne Warriors.
He had to get to the 14. He did not get it. He's a half a yard short.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice open field tackle there. I believe it was Asa Hester.
What a series of events, Jared. They complete the play, but not far enough.
About a half a yard short there the Warriors were. Let's take a look here at the end of this replay. Dorsey, you saw he was waving for it. If Kenley saw him a half a second sooner, he could have hit him.
Well, excellent misdirection by Wayne, but don't get it quite far enough. And here we go, the opportunity for the Firebirds to get back this momentum.
52 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. Fairmont with the ball, and you just saw them take 8 and some change off the clock.
So a confusing situation out here.
I think Wayne's head coach wanted a measurement, but he called for it too late.
Yeah, Roosevelt Mukes is not happy with that one at all.
This is an excellent shot there by our sideline camera as we see the Firebirds probably with their last play here in the 3rd quarter. Hillen turns around, hands it to Baker. Baker bounces the outside, shreds a tackle, shreds another one, and across the 30 down to the 35. Drew Baker with his biggest run of the night for the Firebirds.
And he gets the heart of this Fairmont sideline going with that one. These stands are rumbling here tonight in Roush Stadium.
And I lied. They spotted the ball a little bit too quick, so Fairmont's going to have to run one more play. About an 8-second difference between the play clock and the game clock.
And another opportunity to end this 3rd quarter with a bang. And this 3rd quarter has been trademark Firebird football. This is the 3rd possession here in this half so far.
Baker gets the carry. Stop official on the far side. A false start called. I want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching live on YouTube. Thank you for taking time out of your Friday night to watch a G-Walk battle go down between the Wayne Warriors and the Fairmont Firebirds.
Also a big shout out to our sponsor this year, Kettering Health.
And you see the Firebirds are going to line up, but now they don't have to run a play if they don't want to. And I'm Miller. I wouldn't. Just let the time run off.
Yeah, and he looks like he's going to try to get him off.
Maybe just try to draw him off sides, get that 5 yards back. But Fairmont going to go to the fourth quarter with the ball. 1st and 15, but all momentum on the Firebird side after that big 4th down stop against the Warriors.
And Jared, if I may add some color to this game, both of these teams are 5-2. The Warriors are up 10-9 going into this fourth quarter. It has been all Firebird ball. Very slow, grueling war of attrition there in the third quarter. This is intense. This is when G-Walk football gets in its best form. We're heading into October. Whoever gets this win is up huge on points.
Right. I mean, we have the standings here. Fairmont comes in at number 7, Wayne at 9. The top 8 host a first round game. So definitely Fairmont wants to stay above that 8 line. And with how competitive G-Walk has been this year, you have Springfield at 2, Centerville at 3, Springboro's down here at 12, and Miamisburg 13. I think for the Fairmont will definitely have to win 2 out of the final 3 games to keep at least in the top 8. But I also think it's going to have to come out of some of these teams, Dublin, Toledo, or Findlay, a loss or 2 in their final 3 weeks to definitely help the Firebirds out to try and keep a home first-round game.
2 of the top teams in Ohio Division I, Section 2. 2 of the top teams in G-Walk. The top rushing offenses in the entire conference. Who wants it more? Fourth quarter here at Roush Stadium.
1st and 15 here for the Firebirds. Trailing 10-9, 12 on the clock. Final quarter.
And the tension is building in this stadium here.
The crowd has gotten so quiet.
I think everybody understands what's at stake.
Baker gets the carry to the outside, gets across the 30, maybe to the 29.
So that's how you begin the fourth quarter. A choppy 3-yard run from Baker. Yet another carry. And you saw that wore them down over the course of the last drive.
This is where I think Fairmont and Miller, he's going to go to his fundamental building blocks, and he's going to keep this one middle of the field and try to keep this clock going and not only try and score, but not even give Wayne the ball back.
And you see they're putting less and less in the box.
Baker gets the carry to the outside, maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
And the Wayne defensive line all over the triple option. So big adjustment made. You see that penetration on the left side. Number 38, Trenton Lewis.
3rd and 12 here for the Firebirds.
You see their regular formation on 3rd and 12. Not switching up anything. See the box is more spread out.
Hillen, I think, kept that one.
And very poor play design there on 3rd down. Just keep the clock running. And this possession goes absolutely nowhere after that false start. They had a lot of momentum gained from their defense from that huge stop and couldn't seem to do anything with it that drive.
You're going to see.
And you got to give credit.
Fairmont is sending Malik Hillen back there to punt.
Okay.
He has not done a punt this year on my stats. I do not know if he can punt the ball, but we'll see what happens here. What does Fairmont draw up? Hillen gets a high booming kick across midfield and sails into the Firebirds homestand.
Yeah, just over the 50, and they'll mark it down at the 45.
It looks like where he's going to stop. So not a great punt, only about 25 yards on the punt.
So that Wayne defense really jumping on that triple option that drive and really kind of stalls the momentum. It seemed like that second half coming out belonged to the Firebirds. This fourth quarter, they could have came gunning out, but the Wayne defense kind of leveled it out. So we'll see where it goes from here, Jared.
You see here Miller talking with Hill, and I don't know if about that punt or talking about that last offensive possession for the Firebirds, but Fairmont's defense has got to try and force a 3-and-out, if not a turnover, if they want to give the ball back to the Firebirds with time. Big hole here to the left side.
Jordan Ward, he's rumbling.
And he is tackled at about the 40, They're going to say he dove to about the 38-yard line, so a big first down and field flipping run here by Ward.
And you see here on the replay, they had trips on the left side, and they ran that inside zone towards that side. So once the end came up, he was able to get behind him a little bit. Jordan Ward is a big boy. 6 foot, 215 pounds.
And now Wayne is just going to do what they did on their first drive. Take as much time off the clock as they can. Try and keep it in bounds. Kinley's going to keep it, tuck and run, and Kinley will have a first down run for the Warriors.
And this shotgun formation, no matter if they bunch it up, no matter if they spread it out, creates so much space for that backfield. And that is the story of the game.
We approach 9 minutes left here and counting. And even if Wayne scores a touchdown, mathematically Fairmont will only be down 8, so they're still in it if they give up a touchdown to the Warriors on this possession.
Trips on the right side now with Brown and Green in the slot.
Kinley going to keep it, and Firebirds stay home and limit it to only about a gain of 4 on the play. But you see Kinley he dives forward, doesn't care what he puts his body through, and just jumps forward for about 2 more extra yards.
Excellent read option, and Perry's is going to have to start taking his time and reading that better on the edge, because that should have been a 1 yard play. Yeah.
At the most.
Kinley fighting for those yards.
Motion, Green, Ward carry up the middle. Ward straight ahead.
Jordan
Ward rumbles
Ward
into the end zone for a 26-yard touchdown run. No flags on the field, and Wayne scores quickly, puts him up 16-9 with the extra point coming.
And beautiful play design. They have been hurt by those outside plays all day. They faked the end around to Ray Green, and you saw the edge of that Fairmont defense stand still. So by the time Ward's rumbling into the second level, they don't even know what hit him.
Yeah, at that point, there was nobody there that could get near for the Firebirds that could get near to get a hand on him to try to get him down.
Excellent play design by Mukes and that Warriors offense.
Dalton on to kick the extra point. It is up, and it is good. Wayne leaves 17-9 with 8:17 left here in the fourth quarter.
And at the beginning of this fourth quarter, I started off by saying who wants it more. So far, Wayne is. They're looking like they are deemed worthy of this playoff spot. Whoever wins this game is 6-2 and really separates themselves at the upper echelon of GWalk play this year.
Everybody's still chasing Springfield and Centerville.
8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Wayne actually plays Springboro home next week, and then they play the Elks the last week of the season for their senior night later on in the year. That one could end up being another big playoff positioning battle between those two schools.
This is a situational dream in Wayne's case. You force Fairmont out of their element. You force them to have a sense of urgency here in the last 8 minutes of this fourth quarter. So this is definitely Wayne's pace. This is their game right now.
Fairmont, with 8.5 minutes left here, Fairmont's going to move quickly, but they're going to move quickly at their own pace. Fairmont's not going to go faster than what they have to. They're not going to go up tempo unless it comes to that point. And that one fielded at the 20. A bad kickoff there for the Warriors, but tackled at about the 27.
Yeah, it turns out pretty well. Number 34 on the return, Tyler Atkins.
Don't think he was expecting a kickoff return tonight.
I don't think he was either by the judge of his.
He got the ball, and you looked like he looked over his shoulder like one of you two deep men aren't going to come up and get this one.
Yeah. His body language looked a little submissive there on that return. But nonetheless.
Like one of those, if I have to, I guess.
So Fairmont will start from the 26. Very, very important drive.
Baker bounces off a tackle, but tackle drugged down from behind, I believe, by number 8, Adam Trick. Gain of about 4 on the play, 5 on the play for the Firebirds.
That's a good gain. That's a good play to start off this huge fourth quarter drive. And they'll line up in the same formation. And I'm sure Miller has prepared for these situations, especially against teams like Wayne. And you notice the more Wayne spreads out their defense, the more successful they handle these run situations.
Hillen keeps it, and who will have enough for a first down?
Bit of a Trojan horse there. Takes the snap, goes directly up the middle for the first down. We'll move the ball up to the 38 now. Clock's ticking. And this might be the last drive. This has a very good potential to be the last drive
for either team. Fairmont needing a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Baker gets the carry, bursts through, jumps over the 40 and down to up to about the 43.
You got to think the ideal situation is scoring within the next 3 minutes, getting the ball back with good defense, and then letting Holt control that last situation.
I don't know if Miller wants to put it out there for a field goal attempt. They've blocked 2 kicks tonight, the Warriors have, so that offensive line is not
in a game like
they have.
In a game like this, you got to take what you're given.
Baker gets the carry. Baker gets across midfield, enough for a first down for the Firebirds.
So now they're churning. This is exactly what they needed last drive.
And then that's where that false start comes into effect, that they had a false start on first down, and that took them completely out of the situation.
Yeah,
as we approach under 6.5 minutes left here in the ball game. Fairmont across midfield.
And you see this sense of urgency.
Baker gets the carry, and another play there that they did not get the offensive line to jump. An update from Springfield. Springfield is up 31-7 over the Elks with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. So Centerville looking like they're going to fall another victim to this Springfield Wildcat team.
They're looking like strong candidates in the playoff race. Good representatives of the Greater Western Ohio Conference. And good drive. This is a Firebird drive.
6:15 left here in the game. Play clock down to 8 as Baker was pushed out of bounds. Hillen hands it off to Baker. Baker wrapped up at the 40. I believe tackled on the play by Trick and also maybe number 66, Josh Polita.
And should definitely be a 3rd and 1 here, and it is. So I think you'll see the old battery ram out here.
Let's see.
Don't want to speak too soon.
Yep, there it is.
So you got
Elijah Swallow, Will Porter, and then Baker in the backfield.
And they're stacking the box for this one. They know exactly what's coming.
Baker gets it, has a first down, burst through, down to the 30.
Rumble, young man, rumble. 10-yard gain for Drew Baker. And you got to wonder how the game would go if they did this almost every time.
Just going to line up, and they're going to keep that same formation in there.
And as I spoke.
But now if you're Fairmont, the last time they ran this 2 or 3 times in a row, Wayne brought another defender down. Baker bounces it out to the outside, gets down to the 25, and might get pushed down to the 24.
And you're seeing an interesting trend here as the game inches closer to the end. Fairmont is definitely having a different sense of urgency. I think they have the 2-for-1 mentality too here.
3 timeouts left for the Firebirds, 2 for the Warriors, just a timeout check. And Wayne is actually going to take another timeout here, leaving them with 1. With 4:57 left here, Wayne Mukes has saw enough, and he wants to at least give this defense time to rest for a second.
Exactly, and that timeout for Wayne is a moral victory for this Firebird sideline.
You made them burn one of their 2 remaining timeouts. Now,
and they stopped the clock for you.
And now Miller has got to draw up. He's probably going to draw up 2 or 3 plays here at least, so they can not necessarily go up tempo, but they can line up really quickly and not allow the Warriors to substitute.
These long drives have been punishing.
Because we've seen that out of the Firebirds this year. They'll go quick up tempo, they'll get to the line, but then they'll wait. And then if Wayne a defender tries to sub in a player, Fairmont will hike them and get at least a minimum. I've seen them draw too many men on the field twice this season.
And with this, I just calculated, Jared, they have had possession of the ball for 14 of 18 minutes here in this second half. And that timeout was a result of that. He's punishing drives.
Right. Wayne scored a touchdown with like 2:15 of game clock, I think.
So
4:57 left. Second and 4. Sorry. Baker gets the carry. Baker bounces the outside, gets across the 25, will stay in bounds, and it'll be another 3rd and 1. And let's look to the sideline, and here comes Elijah Swallow and Will Porter onto the field.
3rd and 1, and you know the inside of that defensive line is sighing.
They was like, we'd rather give up the first down. I don't want to get beat up again by these people.
Here we go, right up the middle, shoving it down the throat of this Wayne defense. 4.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Hillen turns around, hands it off to Baker. Baker, first down for the Firebirds.
An aggressive approach for this Firebirds defense as expected in the fourth quarter. And keep in mind, Jared, they have all 3 timeouts still to their name.
First and 10, Fairmont on the Wayne 20-yard line.
First and 10 from the 20.
As we approach 4 minutes left here, the last quarter of the fourth quarter. Don't laugh at my joke. Didn't think I could do that quick math in my head. And Fairmont taking time off of this one as we're under 4 minutes left. Play clock down to 5. Hillen turns around, hands it off to Baker. Baker looks like he's tripped up by, I think that was number 55.
It was 35,
35.
Braxton Lawson. My one defensive player to watch on the outside, tripping up.
I've heard you say
great,
at least 3 or 4 other games.
Great open field tackle.
Only a gain of 2, but if you're Fairmont and Dave Miller, you stayed in bounds. You won that possession. Only a gain of 2, but the clock keeps running.
And I'm not sure if they want that at that point. I don't know. You got to wonder where their head's at as each second ticks down. They'll take play clock down now.
It's a touchdown, 2-point conversion as Hillen runs forward for about a gain of 4 from the 18 to the 15. So it'll be third and about 5 here. Under 3 minutes now.
They got 15 yards to go. And I have no doubt in my mind they're going for it if they don't get it here. See them a little more spread out, but the more spread out they've come to the run, the more successful they seem to be tonight.
See the one receiver to the top of your screen. Hillen going to hand it around, give it to Baker. Baker bursts through, and I think he had enough for the first down.
He got it up to the 9.
Yes, then that is enough for a Firebirds first down. And you see, look at that offensive line just pushing number 72 back, Mario Fowler.
That was Braden Denlinger and the center, Cooper Skaggs. Right down the middle, the center and the right guard.
It's first and goal from the 10.
We're down to 2 minutes now. The intensity building in this G-Walk battle.
The intensity building here in Roush Stadium. You see a lot of fans are on their feet. Hillen hands off to Baker. Baker bursts through, gets down to about the 7. Gain of about 3 on the play. 1:45 left on the clock.
You see on the replay they collapsed around that line push, and we're able to get them from behind. Second and goal here. And they have 7 more yards to chip away at.
And if you're the Warriors, that the touchdown does not end the game. It's the 2-point conversion that you ultimately have to defend. Hillen under center. 13 left on the play clock. 1:18 left in the game. Hillen looking back at Baker, or over to the sideline at Miller. Hillen, and I think Miller called a timeout. 1:10 left in this game. Fairmont calls one of their 3 remaining timeouts.
Yeah, now that they're down to 2, down by 8, and every second that ticks down, they're relying more and more on that 2-point conversion.
And this was a timeout called because Miller saw something he didn't like. There was still 12 seconds left on the play clock.
And you saw 6 men down on the line too. So the way Wayne lines up definitely determines if that timeout gets called or not. And the Fairmont band is getting loud now.
Trying to get this crowd pumped up for the last minute 10 here. Going to keep an eye out who comes out onto the field for the Firebirds and who's going to go to that wide receiver position.
Both sides of Roush Stadium engaged in this heated battle.
You're going to see it's Miller. He's going to be down here at the bottom of your screen. This might be one of those looks where Fairmont pitches it to Baker. Does Baker throw it down the field? A minute 10 left here in the ball game.
We'll see if they get away from their 3 or 4 usual plays.
Hillen under center. Baker set behind him at the 12-yard line. Play clock down to 10. Hillen goes back under center. Is calling out an adjustment.
Wayne's clogging that line.
Hillen going to go back to pass. Hillen.
Oh my goodness. Excellent job by Wayne.
And a flag comes in late. I think that is going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct
and they're
against
still
the Warriors.
Celebrating. They haven't seen the flag
I don't think Wayne
yet.
noticed the flag. But you see here at the end of the play, Baker stood up, but then right there at the end, he's thrown to the ground.
That's after the whistle, and then Wayne players tower over top of him.
Let's see where the ball moves. The ball was tackled at about the 10-yard line. It's going to be a personal foul against Fairmont.
Oh, wow. And they are jogging quite a bit back.
That's going to put Fairmont back to the 24-yard line.
And such a costly mistake. You talk about the field goal being blocked. You talked about the conversion being blocked. The 4th and 1 near the red zone that got called back to 4th and 6. And yet another mistake you can cite for the reason Fairmont is down 8 points here in this 4th quarter.
3rd and 24. The play clock is running. I don't think the clock is running too. I don't think the Firebirds realize that.
Here we go.
Play clock is at 10. Hillen under center. Hillen going to fake it. They're actually going to hand it.
It's Will Porter.
Porter with the handoff there.
And this is it.
The clock is still running. Fairmont finally calls a timeout with 36.4 seconds left. They'll have one left, but it's going to be 4th and 18.
And this is not Fairmont territory here, but you got to think Miller has ran this situation over as a possibility in his mind.
4th and 18 at the 18-yard line. 36 seconds left.
And this would be close to a miracle if this is pulled off here. The Firebirds have attempted 12 passes. I don't know where that falls in percentage-wise, but I can guarantee you it's in the single digits.
None is going to be bigger than this, what would be, you would assume, pass attempt.
And this stadium's volume is raising rapidly on both sides. They both understand the importance of this play, both 5 and 2. Playoff hopes hanging in the balance. And things don't get easier for Fairmont after this game.
Going in next week, Fairmont going into big enemy territory and crosstown rival Centerville next week for week number 9 for the Firebirds. Hester in there, Fairmont back to pass. Hillen gonna get the pitch back. Hillen gonna throw it to the end zone. Wide open for the Firebirds, touchdown!
Oh my goodness, Jared. Will Porter with the receiving touchdown, and this sideline has exploded.
What a drawn-up play by Coach Miller. Hillen with the pitch back, with the throwback to Porter in the end zone.
You heard me say Miller has something drawn up for these situations. Who knew it would be that? Double misdirection. I'm going to have to watch a couple more replays to decide a name for that play, Jared, but what an excellent job. So down 17-15, crowd excited, but they still need 2 more points. They only have 2 timeouts, Jared. Game still hangs in the balance. Do they got another trick up their sleeve?
Fairmont going to go for 2 here to try and force a tie. You see the home crowd is on their feet.
9 in the box for Wayne Warriors defense.
Hillen, motion goes in man. Hillen gonna go back to pass, throws it middle of the end zone, and it's incomplete.
The Wayne Warriors come away with this game. Oh my goodness, Jared.
That it's not over. Fairmont still has to kick off. And Will Holt is 1 for 1 on onside kicks this year. Not where you want to be left with 29.8 seconds left. At that point, you go with your bread and butter and pound it up the middle with Baker.
Back-to-back passes and very important plays. And you got to wonder, Fairmont's going to watch the film on that play a lot.
He was wide open. That was an excellent stretch out by the Warriors defender. He got a hand on it.
Definitely a controversial sequence of events there. Would an adrenaline dump for Roush Stadium. Wow, everyone explodes, and then everyone's quickly brought back down by the failed 2-point conversion. You got to give credit to the center of that Wayne defense. Telegraphed it perfectly. 17-15. So they're actually going to call an unsportsmanlike penalty on the Wayne Warriors for that uproar they had of a celebration. That'll also change the field position for the Fairmont Firebirds onside kick.
Fairmont, they're going to set it at the 45. It's got to get to the 35, or unless it touches a Warrior defender.
And wow, did he wait for the perfect moment to whip out that one. Who knows how long he's been sitting on that play, Jared.
Probably the only time he's ever run that in his history of coaching.
No matter the outcome of this game, that was an incredible
moment.
That
is play of the year that we've seen so far up to this point.
Perfect execution.
Ball's at the 45. You see it right there to the far right. It has to get to the 35 unless a Warriors defender touches it. It's a
strong
27.2 seconds left, and Wayne, instead of letting that one bounce into the end zone, they tried to return it.
Definitely questionable decision, but again, Firebirds only have 2 timeouts. Definitely hoping for a miracle. Makes
Gonna
the
be
miracle more likely.
A mishandled snap or something.
Yeah. But how close they are to the end zone makes this miracle a lot more likely. But then again, it would still be a miracle, Jared.
Right. You're at the 4. So, I mean, you can't take it back and take a 2-yard knee.
And player of the game, Jared, I think you got to talk about a couple guys. Brian Kinley definitely up there. Tyler Dorsey was a weapon very, very utilized in this game. It's not over yet, though, as 20 seconds remains on the clock. And I guarantee you Brian Kinley is going to treat this ball like a baby for the next few plays.
He's going to take it, and he's going to knee immediately. Fairmont calls the timeout.
Moves it down to 25 seconds. And you got to wonder about that third timeout that they had to use earlier. How much more valuable that would be. But you can talk about
those 4 missed points by the Firebirds is what this one boils down to.
Yeah,
the blocked extra point and the blocked field goal right before the half.
And a lot of penalties that interrupt their drives. The Firebirds need all the yards they can get.
And getting a false start on 1st and 2nd down does not help you. Fairmont definitely played in the second half like they tried to come back into this game.
Yeah.
And this one's going to sting. I mean, you walk away on senior night, the seniors last night playing here, maybe, if Fairmont can host this playoff game, going to probably have to go and beat Centerville and beat Beaver Creek the last 2 weeks to try and make that happen.
Yeah, and with statement points as well. You know, they didn't lose too much because of how close this game was, but at the same time,
all it boils down to is that win-loss and your divisor points.
Exactly.
And Wayne's going to take the final knee, and that one is going to do it. Wayne wins it 17-15.
But what an ending to this game. Jared, that's what you got to talk about.
By
this
far,
fourth quarter.
the best game we've done so far this year. Game of the week, game of the year for week number 8. These two teams did not disappoint. And, Fairmont's going to walk away with a sting here.
Yeah.
But, Miller is going to talk to these guys in the locker room. It is now on to Centerville.
Yeah.
And Wayne will go and play Springboro next week at home.
The whole mindset changes, and shout out to player of the game, Tyler Dorsey. He was this Swiss Army knife, just busted out of nowhere. The backup running back really took charge. Congratulations to Wayne on a hard-fought victory tonight, Jared.
Yeah, Wayne come out, and they took it to the Firebirds. They did not stand down when Fairmont got all the momentum on that on that fourth down conversion and all that, but Wayne comes out, wins it 17-15 here in our Week 8 game of the week. Next week will be the Xenia Buccaneers against the West Carrollton Pirates down at Dayton Outpatient Center Field. Signing off for the rest of Miami Valley Communications crew, Jared Bergstrom, Jeff Allen in the booth. We'll see you next week.
That's all, folks.